Hello and welcome to today's video where we will be exploring the mythology behind Thor and his rise and fall in Nordic mythology. Thor is one of the most well-known gods in Norse mythology, thanks in large part to the popularity of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But there is much more to the god of thunder than meets the eye. So, let's dive in and explore the main stories known about him. Thor is the son of Odin, the king of the gods, and is known for his great strength and bravery. He is often depicted wielding his hammer, Mjolnir, which is said to be one of the most powerful weapons in all of Norse mythology. The hammer is said to be so heavy that only Thor himself is able to lift it. One of the most well-known stories about Thor is his battle with Jormungand, the world serpent. According to Norse mythology, Jormungand was one of the three children of Loki, the trickster god. The world serpent was so large that it was said to encircle the entire world and was a constant threat to the gods. In the story, Thor sets out to defeat Jormungand and save the world from his destruction. He sets out in his boat with his trusty hammer, Mjolnir, and begins to fish for the serpent. When Jormungand finally takes the bait, Thor pulls him up from the depths of the ocean and the two engage in a fierce battle. Despite Jormungand's immense size and strength, Thor is able to hold his own thanks to his own strength and the power of his hammer. The two battle for hours, until finally Thor is able to strike the killing blow with his hammer. However, the story doesn't end there. In a cruel twist of fate, Thor is also killed in the battle with Jormungand, struck by the serpent's venomous fangs. Another well-known story about Thor is his battle with the giant Hrungnir. In this story, Hrungnir challenges Thor to a battle, boasting that he is the strongest of all the giants. Thor accepts the challenge and the two meet in a field outside of Asgard, the realm of the gods. Hrungnir is said to have been so large that he could stride over mountains with ease, and his weapon of choice was a massive stone club. The two battle for hours, with Thor eventually gaining the upper hand thanks to the power of his hammer. In the end, Thor is able to defeat Hrungnir, but not without sustaining some serious injuries himself. During the battle, Hrungnir throws his massive stone club at Thor, but the god of thunder is able to deflect the blow with his hammer. The force of the impact shatters the hammer, however, and a shard of it becomes lodged in Thor's skull. The injury is so severe that the gods fear for Thor's life and call upon the skilled healer Tyr to tend to his wounds. In the end, Thor recovers from his injuries and is able to continue on with his duties as a protector of the gods and humanity. However, the story of his battle with Hrungnir serves as a reminder that even the mightiest of gods are not invincible. One of the most important aspects of Thor's mythology is his association with thunder and lightning. It was believed that Thor was responsible for creating thunder and lightning when he swung his hammer, Mjolnir. The sound of thunder was said to be the result of the hammer striking the clouds, while the flashes of lightning were caused by the sparks created by the impact. In addition to his association with thunder and lightning, Thor was also associated with fertility and protection. Thor was often called upon by farmers to protect their crops from drought and other natural disasters. He was also known as a protector of travelers, who would often pray to him for safe passage on their journeys. One of the most interesting stories about Thor's protection of humanity is the tale of the giant Skrymir. In this story, Thor and his companions are traveling through the wilderness when they come upon a giant named Skrymir. The giant offers to let them spend the night in his castle, and the group agrees. However, the accommodations are less than ideal, and the group spends the night struggling to get comfortable. When they awake in the morning, Skrymir is gone, and the group realizes that the castle they stayed in was actually the giant's glove. Despite the deception, Thor and his companions continue on their journey, but not before Thor confronts Skrimir about his treachery. In a final act of defiance, Skrimir reveals himself to be the giant Hymir and challenges Thor to a battle. In the end, Thor emerges victorious, but not before demonstrating his strength by shattering Hymir's drinking horn. The story serves as a reminder of Thor's role as a protector of humanity, and his willingness to do whatever it takes to ensure their safety. Unfortunately, despite his many victories, Thor's mythology also includes stories of his downfall. One such story is the tale of Ragnarok, the end of the world. In this story, it is foretold that the gods will be defeated in a final battle against their enemies, and that the world as we know it will come to an end. Thor is one of the many gods who is said to perish in the battle, along with Odin and many others. Despite their defeat, however, the gods are also said to be reborn, and the world is said to begin anew. While the story of Ragnarok is a bleak one, it serves as a reminder of the cyclical nature of life and the impermanence of all things. It also underscores the importance of bravery and resilience in the face of adversity. In conclusion, the mythology behind Thor is a rich and complex one, full of tales of bravery, strength, and protection. While the character has become popularized in modern times through popular culture, there is much more to the god of thunder than meets the eye. From his battles with Jormungand and Hrungnir to his role as a protector of humanity, Thor's mythology serves as a reminder of the power of myth and the enduring nature of human storytelling. And while his ultimate defeat in the Battle of Ragnarok may seem like a bleak end to his story, it is also a reminder that all things must come to an end, and that new beginnings are always possible. During the Viking Age, the worship of Thor and other Norse gods was a central part of Scandinavian culture. However, with the spread of Christianity in the region, the popularity of these beliefs began to wane. As Christianity gained a foothold in Scandinavia, there were attempts made to eradicate the old gods and convert the population to Christianity. This included the destruction of pagan shrines and temples, as well as the suppression of pagan rituals and beliefs. Despite these efforts, however, the worship of Thor and the other Norse gods persisted, and many Scandinavians continued to pray to them for protection and guidance. In fact, there are even records of Christian missionaries using the names of the Norse gods in their own preaching, in an attempt to make Christianity more palatable to the local population. Over time, however, the influence of Christianity in the region grew stronger, and the worship of Thor and the other Norse gods began to fade. This was due in part to the efforts of Christian missionaries, but also to the changing social and political landscape of the region. As Scandinavian society evolved and became more centralized, the old beliefs in gods like Thor became less relevant. The focus shifted instead to Christianity, which offered a more unified and institutionalized form of worship. Today, the worship of Thor and the other Norse gods is largely confined to pagan and neo-pagan communities. However, the impact of these beliefs can still be seen in modern culture, from the popularity of Thor in Marvel comics and movies, to the continued fascination with Norse mythology and the gods who once held such power over the people of Scandinavia. In conclusion, the rise and fall of Thor in Norse mythology is a reflection of the shifting beliefs and cultural changes that have taken place over time. From his role as a protector of humanity to his ultimate defeat in the Battle of Ragnarok, Thor has remained a symbol of strength and resilience for generations. And while the influence of Christianity eventually led to the decline of the worship of Thor and the other Norse gods, their impact on Scandinavian culture and mythology can still be felt today. Whether through popular culture or the continued fascination with pagan and neo-pagan beliefs, the legacy of Thor and his fellow gods continues to endure. Despite the destruction of Thor's legacy in the new Christian age, Thor specifically has managed to find a new way to make his name known across the world, in the Marvel Universe. So that is the story of Thor and some of his most notable tales. What do you think about this almost forgotten Norse god who was revived through pop culture? Is his true origin and story more interesting than comic books? Let us know what you think in the comments below, and if you enjoyed the video make sure to leave a like. And if you want to see more of mythological gods, stories, creatures and more, or just want to know more about other Norse gods and their stories, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications for more.